Hello, Facebook. Welcome to my High Value Worthy Woman Facebook group. Let me know if you guys are watching this live or in the replay. I have a couple different announcements and free live trainings, Babe Club sale, things going on. So I will share a lot of that with you guys also throughout this training. But what I really wanted to talk to you guys about today, well, first let's start off by saying happy Friday. I hope you guys have your self-care goals and your grooming goals all set for the weekend. I ask that question every week on my in my Facebook group, and so I'm looking forward to hearing comments from you guys on what's going on this weekend. So one thing that is coming up a lot in not only my private coaching practice, but often in my Facebook group and people that take my digital programs. People report, and I can attest to this personally myself, having done my own inner work journey and continuously growing and learning and moving along with you guys, is that oftentimes different emotions and feelings and pains and aches can show up and people can get really confused. So why can inner work show up as pain sometimes in your life? Well, think about this. This could be years of repressed trauma, childhood pains, wounds, things that you have buried in deep into your psyche, right? You've been carrying that burden on for 10, 20, 30, 40 years sometimes. And when you start this process to becoming aware of where are my limiting beliefs, where do I need to grow and learn, what things do I need to face, shadows is what we call them throughout this journey, things can really, it's like letting out that, can of worms. It's like once you open that box, oftentimes all sorts of emotions and feelings can rush through. I have, throughout my own journey, felt like I had really put to rest something, and then as I'm going through my inner work, feelings of sadness will come about, feelings of just like mood swings and feeling down, physical pains. If you have anything showing up in your like back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, a lot of times that can be triggered by letting out like repressed inner wounds, deep things that you have hidden. This is something that happens to me a lot. So for those of you that have been following my journey, you may know that I had a car accident in my early 20s, and I had some back issues, and I had gone to a chiropractor, and it was something that I felt like it was dealt with. Anytime that I have done any sort of deep inner work, my neck and shoulder pain returns, and it's almost like my body screams out for attention because it wants me to be really fully grounded and embodied so that I can deal with not only my emotional pain but this physical pain that keeps showing up. So let me say hi first of all. Hi, welcome Nyla, happy Friday. So anytime that I'm going through something stressful in my life or I have something that needs attention emotionally, my neck pain shows up again. So as you ladies know, recently I announced my retreat in August, and I was really excited. This is something that I've been planning for a while now that I've really wanted to do. Timing was right. I went ahead and announced it. The minute that I announced it, I would say within a few hours and definitely the next day, I started having really strong neck pain to the point where I can barely move my neck. For those of you that follow me on Instagram, you know that I've been put off from lifting. I'm not allowed to lift weights for 30 days. I know that it has nothing to do with anything physical, but of course, I'm letting my chiropractor humor me here, but I know that it is always triggered when I'm stressed out. So I couldn't understand this. I started having these mood swings, this pain. I was just really irritable. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, this is one of the most exciting times in my life. My relationship is finally great and amazing. Everything is going great for me. I'm making amazing money in my business. Like, what's going on? And I could not understand it. And then all of a sudden, I was talking to my girlfriend. You know how, I don't know if you ladies are aware of this, but men think internally, they think in their head, and women oftentimes think out loud. They think when they're having a conversation, and then things, that's why when we're having a conversation, we'll often jump from one topic to the next. When we are having those conversations, that's when we figure out what's going on inside and what our issues are. So I was having a conversation with a girlfriend, and I was telling her how when I was younger, I was really, bullied in school. I wasn't very popular, and I was never invited to any parties. I was never invited to sleepovers and things like that. And as a little girl, I ached for having this community of where I would have sleepovers and we would have fun and all this stuff. And as I'm telling her this, I'm like, oh my God, this retreat is... A lot of the things that I wanted to do as a little girl was like this retreat manifested in my adulthood, right? So when I was telling her all the things that I was coming up for me in my childhood, the things I wanted to do, it was almost like my sales page for my retreat had been written by that little girl that never got invited to parties, never did the sleepover thing. Because if you read the sales page for that, a lot of the things I listed on there were coming from this very like little girl excitement in me of like, yay, we're gonna have so much fun, we're gonna do sleepovers. And I just felt so emotional in that moment. I hung up the phone with her, but I had just like this verge of like just emotions coming up, and I was literally sitting there crying, and it was just the weirdest thing. But I wanted to tell you guys, this is what inner works look like. A lot of times when I'm on the phone with my clients, they would say, I don't know why I'm crying, but they will be crying and going through all of these emotions. And this is what it is, because once that becomes your awareness, now I had thought, okay, like I'm so over that. I'm a grown woman now. I've done so much inner work. Like, I'm always on this journey of learning. I'm very self-assured now, very confident. I consider myself somebody that has really healed through a lot of my past emotional wounds. But it's so interesting how it still comes up in different ways. And so, yeah, is there a quick fix for this stuff? No. There isn't a quick fix. It's really a lifelong journey. But awareness, if I had to pick one quick fix, I would say awareness, because now that I'm aware that immediately after announcing this, why was my mood going up and down? Why was I just feeling, I literally felt like I wanted to just be outside of my body. Like my skin was crawling. And it was just that weirdness of feeling that pain as a little girl that never got invited to anything, and then this adult woman that's now hosting her own retreat. People are coming from all over the world to be with me, to hang out with me, to coach with me, to do all this feminine energy work with me. And so you can see how that would come up now, those unworthiness issues, and like, it's the same person, right? I'm the same little girl, but now a lot of those feelings can manifest in adulthood. Hi, Afreen, Marsha, Ashley, welcome everyone. Happy to be hanging out with you guys this Friday morning, or whatever time it is where you are at. I know people join in from all over. So sometimes when you're doing the inner work, this can be scary for people. Oftentimes clients will come and they'll say, I started doing the Worthy Woman program, and then I worked through a couple of questions in the worksheet and I gave up. Why? Why did you give up? Well, I was feeling sad. My neck was hurting. My back was hurting. I was becoming irritable. You can't bypass that process. And not everybody has the same wounds or same limiting beliefs. So not everybody will have the same process either. There's been some inner work that I've done where I felt really relieved, really happy and energetic. And sometimes I've been really emotional and crying and all of these things coming up. Another thing recently that was coming up for me was my dad is visiting for a whole month, and he's coming this weekend, and I'm so super excited about my dad coming. We have all these things planned. We're planning on spending so much time with him, and every time I would talk to him on the phone, I would feel really sad, and then oh my God, I don't want to get emotional. And then it dawned on me that this is the month that I lost my mom. Okay, I'm not going to talk about this because I get really emotional. let's take some questions or something else. So anyway, so what the point of this video was that I get a lot of emails from people freaking out saying, Mina, I started this program, or, you know, I started doing these worksheets and now I'm feeling really down and all this stuff is coming up for me and I'm getting emotional and I'm becoming really irritable. A lot of times you have to go through that journey to be able to feel better on the other end. I know this process really well because I've been through it many different times and for different journeys of mine. So I know that on the end of it, you feel so much better because you've grown as a person. You've learned where your limiting beliefs are. You're able to see your shadows. You're able to love yourself through that whole process and accept that I am human and everything about me is not always perfect. I'm not always lively and positive, that I have those moments where I feel sad and I cry and I'm down sometimes, and that's part of the growth process, right? So accept that. Now, oftentimes in children, what I'm beginning to realize is things that we've grown up calling like growing pains and things like that, those are also different journeys that our children are going through as well. Because I know that when there's any moments that my son is going through a big revelation, or he's having an aha moment, or he's going through something at school, he will often have these moments where he'll feel down, and then we'll work through it, talk through it, and then he will come on the other side having learned something really great, either about himself, about human nature, about his friends, about just coming out on becoming stronger and learning something in life. And oftentimes that process can look very scary. It can be very much feeling like you're down, you don't want to talk to people, or you're going through something internally, or you want to shut it off completely and be like, this is too painful, I don't want to go there, I'm just gonna not do the worksheets, or I'm just gonna end this coaching session here and I'm done. I know that oftentimes people have bought 12 package sessions with me, and in the third or fourth session we'll start having a really big breakthrough. They'll discover something, and then they're scheduling their sessions weekly, and then they'll disappear for a week or 2 weeks, 3 weeks sometimes, and I'll email them, I know what's going on, and it's like they go into this cocoon, like they just want to hide for a moment. It's because it's that resistance, right? Our shadow self resists that, because I mentioned this before, that change takes a lot more energy from us than staying where we are. Transformations don't happen easily, right? There's a lot that we have to break through. So oftentimes it's like, okay, I have to walk through this hot coal and this thorny, these thorny bushes to get through the other side, which is going to be amazing. I'm going to learn and grow and become the stronger person, this high value woman. But staying here under my blanket, cozy, feels so good right now. So why should I walk through the coal? And why should I go through the thorny bushes to get to the other side? But that's where you have to decide that, do you want to play it small all your life? Do you want to stay hidden, unseen? Do you not want to grow? Do you not want to have amazing transformations? Hi, Kristen. She said, hi, Mina. Thanks for coming on and sharing your wisdom with us today. Thank you so much, Kristen. Manali said, love you, Mina. You're like a big sister I never had. You really inspire me. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. Raki said, hi, Mina. I have taken so many programs together and feeling overwhelmed. I want everything you are teaching, however, feel like I'm not absorbing anything. Any advice? Yes, Rocky. I see this a lot with people too, where they want to move through the process very quickly. So, I'm in that boat too. Okay, so let me tell you something, Rocky. As you probably know, I read a lot of books and I take a lot of programs. I am obsessed with anything self-help, personal development, reading, growing. And so my strategy is that I do it in patches. So I will go through a couple of months where I'm reading a lot, taking a lot of courses, and then I'll have a one or 2 month break where I sit back and absorb. Also, another strategy that I have is I will take everything. Okay, when I have a book that I'm excited about or a program, I want to run through it quickly, but I also know that that's not the best way to learn. So what I do is I will allow myself to run through it really quickly and then go back and retake it. So that's kind of me honoring my own I know that I'm going to be impatient and I want to see the whole thing. So it's my way of saying that I'm going to get the bird's eye view first, and then I'm going to dive in deeper. And I've done this with a lot of programs, and also with books. I will re-listen to them if it's an audiobook, or reread it. So this is what I recommend. The best strategy would be not to do it that way and just go through everything slowly, but I know myself, I'm very honest with myself. I know I'm not going to be able to do that. So, like, for example, if you purchase the Worthy Woman toolkit, I don't recommend going through just the videos and not doing the worksheets, because the worksheets is where the magic happens. But I understand if you're anything like me, you're not going to listen to that. So what I do when I take programs like that is I will run through just the videos, and then I will go back, download the worksheets, and then I will re-watch every video and do the worksheets. Because I'm being honest, I'm not patient when it comes to stuff like that sometimes, and I'm just excited to dive in. So that's what you need to do, is practice. People think that I'll just run through all of Mina's courses, and she spent 20 years doing this work and learning this, but I can just take all the courses and learn everything at once. You can get like little bits and pieces, but if you're not doing the worksheets, you're not taking time to absorb, you're not sitting back, you're not practicing in real life, then you're not going to have the same type of results as someone who's really taking the time to dive in, practice what they're learning, and then feeling their emotions, going back, retaking the program a second time, redoing the worksheets. They're going to have a lot better results because they're diving into the material, right? Samantha said, thank you, Mina. It feels like listening to experienced elder sister who has seen life through a glass. Thank you so much. Thank you. I feel bad when I come on here feeling emotional and having all these feelings, but I also want to always be honest and real and transparent, that not every day looks the same, right? I'm human and I have feelings come up. There's times of the year when I've lost a loved one, when I feel emotional, when I'm like on a roller coaster life. So yes, right now in my life, everything is perfect, right? My relationship, my kids are healthy, I'm healthy, I'm making the kind of wealth that I want, I have the joy in my life that I always desired. But it doesn't change the fact that I also feel sad that I've lost my mom. It doesn't change the fact that I have past wounds that I still work through. Those things that's part of my journey, right? There's no magic thing that like, okay, I took this program, so now I'm healed for life and I'm never going to feel sad, I'm always going to be positive, I'm like this fully cured person, right? I wish there was a pill like that, but unfortunately that's not how real life works. We're constantly being triggered, whether it's by other people, circumstances. For me, March, April, May are very emotional months, super emotional. I lost my mom in March, April is her birthday, May is Mother's Day. I know that these 3 months are super vulnerable for me, super roller coaster, right? In fact, I was thinking about this last year that I probably should not even do videos in April, May, and March because they're such emotional months for me, but why not? So then I'm saying that I'm only worthy of coming on here and connecting with you when I'm perfect, when I'm happy, when I'm positive, when I only have good things to share. That's showing you guys a false picture. It's showing you guys an unrealistic picture of life, an unrealistic vision of what life is supposed to look like. And no, like, you know, they say time heals all wounds. I don't necessarily believe in that. Time eases the pain maybe, but the fact is nothing is ever going to change the fact that my mom's not here. And so that will always be a trigger for me. And I want that to be the honest truth of who I am as a person. A lot of my clients say to me, and a lot of time you ladies say to me that I love your way of being, right? And so I really appreciate that. I think that's like the highest compliment that anybody can give me. I get that all the time from my clients and I truly feel blessed. So my way of being is being me and being real. And that means that sometimes I'm not feeling the happiest, most alive person, even though I have everything to be happy about. There is some sadness because I've also been through a lot of things in my life, as you guys know from my posts and my videos. It's about being authentically you and honoring those feelings as well, because hiding those feelings it's not it's not going to take them away. In fact, that will hurt me more, because then it's like I'm repressing it, I'm burying it deep. Asima said, how do you deal with those sad moments? So dealing with those sad moments, first and foremost for me, includes being sad. So when I'm sitting like in my meditation every morning that I do with my feminine energy meditation, I've shared that with you ladies, if I have feelings of sadness come up, I will let myself cry. I will allow myself to feel sad, and I will say that it's okay to feel sad. I see the little girl that's sad right now, and this high value older woman accepts you and loves you, and it's okay to feel sad. And I will work through that sadness, instead of saying, well, no, you shouldn't be sad, everything's fine right now, at least your kids are happy, you're healthy. Because that, to me, masking it with the positivity, it's almost like repressing it and not allowing yourself to be like, yeah, things are really amazing right now, but damn, losing your mom sucks, you know, or whatever XYZ happened to you. Yeah, that sucks. It's okay to be sad about it. And that, to me, is where I say pouring love on it. That's what that means. That's how you pour love on your sadness, your jealousy, your envy, whatever those feelings aren't about just happy feelings. Happy feelings are great, but there's also negative feelings, and those need to be felt too. In fact, I would even argue that they need to be felt more. Otherwise, they will keep manifesting in your life until you feel them fully. Because it's like your body saying, hey, what about me? Like, what about all the negative stuff that you've been through? You haven't felt through that yet. So I'm going to manifest that with back pain, with a headache that keeps showing up, with an eating disorder, with a relationship issue that keeps cycling. So you really have to address it so that it's not a shadow anymore. Nyla said, it is okay to feel, it is okay to cry. It is to be vulnerable. We are all beautiful in our imperfect way. Thanks, Mina, for giving us a way to do the work. That was Shirley. So you know what happens when people post new comments? That comment keeps moving. So I'm like, what am I reading right now? So let's see. Nyla said, you're more beautiful when you are vulnerable. I completely agree with that. Thank you so much, Nyla. Shirley said, doing the work is like open heart surgery. Oh my God, what a great way to explain it. Yes. Extremely painful but needful to live a completely whole life. Freedom and healing is available if we do the work. Thanks, Mina, for giving us a way to do the work. Oh my gosh, Shirley, I think that is like the best way anybody could have explained it. Doing the work is like open heart surgery. Yes, it really is, because it's like you're literally pouring your heart out. You're opening it up so that you can release all the repressed feelings and anger and resentment and all of that. So I think that is probably the best way I've ever heard it explained, Shirley. Thank you so much for sharing that. Yes, Ashley said, yes, so important to validate yourself. That's the key to move forward from it. I don't believe in distractions, band-aids. Yes, and you know, I've been through that journey too, Ashley, where I was just putting a band-aid on everything and it kept coming up. So it was like, it's almost like you're having to change the band-aid all the time because you really didn't heal the wound, and ignoring it and putting a band-aid over it definitely doesn't heal it. So yes, I like that analogy as well. Marsha said, there are always problems, but the deep inner work is what gives you the strength to get through those times. You have a deep sense of peace, and the good times last longer. The lows are less severe. I agree, Marsha. Yes, great point. Great point. So ladies, I want to take a quick moment to mention all of the wonderful things that are coming up. So this is kind of like a public service announcement as well. If you have purchased my Worthy Woman Toolkit, then in my Inner Circle private Facebook group, that's for those people that have purchased my programs, there's going to be a live Q&A tonight at 8 p.m. Central Time. If you are not able to attend the live Q&A, it's free for you if you have attended that, taken that program, then leave me your comments or questions so that I can address them. This is a way I wanted to offer some time to ladies that have taken that program and want to share the revelations and the reflection worksheets, or have questions on things that they're stuck at, so that it doesn't feel like you took the program And it is a self-study program, obviously, but I also want to offer more support. If you missed the live Q&A, it will be recorded and posted later on onto the dashboard. I want to make sure that the course is always renewing itself. There's always live Q&As going on and things that I offer you. So there's no additional cost to it. If you've purchased the program, you're welcome to join in on this. You can find the link to that Facebook group through the Worthy Woman dashboard course on my Think to Fix School site. The other thing I wanted to announce is that the Babes Club is currently on sale for $67. If you buy it at that price right now, you get locked into that price forever. Also, there is now an option to buy the lifetime membership, so you just pay one price and you have lifetime access. It's really the best way to have live group coaching access to me, where you can ask your questions in real time. We do a lot of different topics like feminine energy, relationship, communications. The 2 sessions coming up for March are the art of feminine embodiment, highly important topic for women today, and also 10 ways to inspire masculine energy. So as you can see, there's different topics. You can read the reviews and see the pricing and all of that on, again, my website. You can click through there, theuniverseguru.com. Also, today is the last day to get the 2 bonuses that I'm offering with my retreat. Today is not the last day to purchase the retreat, obviously, unless the spots fill up, but it's the last day to get the Feminine Goddess program and the lifetime access to Babes Club included in the retreat price. So if you are looking at the retreat and if it's something that interests you, today might be a good day to get on the call with me and see if this calls to you, because you get those 2 bonuses. So I look forward to doing the live Q&A with you in the Inner Circle group tonight, and I will post all of the links to everything I talked about. Samantha said, I was totally in my masculine energy, but after I heard your videos, then knew everything I ruined, everything with the masculine energy. I lost my relationship. Now I am 30. I have to start all over again. Any advice? Yes, Samantha, I first of all, congratulations for figuring this out so young. And yes, we have all been there, where every single one of us, I don't care if you're 12, right? Every single one of us, every year we grow and learn, and we have access to new knowledge. And so yes, every year we also beat ourselves and say, well, if only I knew this last year, if only I knew this 10 years ago. I do this all the time as well. But you know this now, and you have the rest of your life to practice this. My advice for you would be to practice being in your feminine energy as much as possible, getting in tune with your pleasure, with your desires, figuring out who you are as a person as it relates to your feminine, doing the inner work so that when you do show up in your relationship, you are this high value person that feels worthy and loves yourself deeply. Nothing will ever trigger you in your life the way a romantic relationship can trigger you. So will it still trigger you even if you do the inner work? Yes, but you will have better tools. It will trigger you less. You'll know how to bounce back from it quicker. You won't completely destroy or self-destruct the relationship because you will have tools and things that you've already worked through. So my advice would be, spend a lot of time reflecting just by yourself, falling in love with you, Samantha, first, before you want to even try to love somebody else. That's where the journey starts. So ladies, thank you so much for spending this time with me. I will let you guys go enjoy your Friday. I hope you have some high value self-care goals and grooming goals for this weekend. I will post up that little question thing later so that you guys can share with you what I really appreciate, by the way, you ladies doing that, because oftentimes when I see the things that you're doing for self-care, I will feel inspired to do something like that as well, because I haven't done that in a while or hadn't thought about it. So keep those romancing yourself things coming on. I really appreciate them. You too, Ashley. Everyone have a fabulous day, and just know Babes Club is on sale. Retreat bonuses go away today, and I will see you guys tonight, 8 p.m. Central Time, Worthy Woman Q&A. Bring your worksheets. If you're coming to that, bring your reflection worksheets so that we can dive in deep, okay? All right. Love you guys so much. Bye.